What's up, guys? Appreciate you watching this episode of RSG, man. If you may not know, we have just started our Discord channel, man. If you want to be able to sit down with us, have some conversations, have some banter back and forth, come see us.
We have an active channel where you guys can talk with Justin and I regularly, and we have race predictions.
And occasionally on Sunday, you'll be able to speak to Rod and I personally, and also we'll have guests.
And when we drop any announcements or merch, that'll be the first place you can see it.
And we'll also have some lucky fans be able to ask some questions to our guests. So hit the link in the bio.
Justin Gatlin is the latest in a long line of sprint sensations to emerge from the USA.
Gatlin got a good start. Look at this man coming through now. Gatlin. What a fantastic performance from Gatlin. It's all about Gatlin.
Ultimate goal is to be one of the best sprinters in history.
And what a fantastic performance from Gatlin, and look at the time.
It's the American leading the Jamaican at the moment.
He knows he is the world champion.
Justin Gatlin is the world champion here in London.
What's up, everybody? We're back with another episode of Ready, Set, Go. We in the building. You know I'm with my boy, the Bearded Wonder. But today, we also got another dude in the house. Y'all know him. Y'all heard him. And you seen him on the track when he's standing on top of that podium and doing a couple other things on that stage as well. We got the Olympic silver medalist and gold medalist from the relays as well, Bernard Williams.
But no, what's that there, buddy? What's up, y'all? Man, we happy to have you on there, man. Happy to have you on there, man. Hey, he actually a Florida great too, man. You know what I mean? He's a former Florida Gator. Ran up under Mike Holloway, Coach Mouse, as other people know him as. You know what I mean? And John Smith.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. HSI, he was the HSI crew out there, man. Shoot.
Yeah.
Hey,
man.
we just interviewed a few guys from the HSI camp, man. Y'all had some crazy times out there, boy.
Look, I was only out there for 1 year, man. I had some of the best time of my life. And they treat my mom with respect. It was a great time out there. Man. It's LA. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You see some famous people and you be like, oh, y'all know? They're like, oh yeah, man, they cool. You're like, oh, okay. Don't ask for autographs, you know. I'm from Baltimore, I'm from the hood. I'm like, yo, Wesley Snipes. Yo, what's up? That was this dude. I'm like, oh my bad, y'all.
You were seeing everybody out there then.
Right, man.
Yeah, I got a track athlete from back in the day, man. He told me he used to chill. He used to chill around. I can't say his name, but it's an older case. He said he used to chill around there, around the way with Tony Braxton. I ain't gonna say the name, but I mean, yeah.
And it wasn't Birdman. It wasn't Birdman.
It wasn't Bird, and he showed me the picture, so he had proof.
I mean,
first thing I said was Cap. Hey, you're lying straight up. Then he's like,
look, you the cell phone, let you do everything.
He hit me with he hit me with the Polaroid. That's how you know he's old.
That's old, bro. He pulled the Polaroid out on you.
Yeah. On a date night. On a date night, so you know, I was like,
they call that receipts.
Yeah,
the receipts.
Those are receipts you put in the book that you gotta use when it's time to do your taxes. You like, look at this receipt right here. That's what I got.
I don't know, my dog, he married now, but I don't know if his wife know. So I ain't even gonna put him out there.
Tony Braxton had them tax problems too, you know.
Oh, don't do that.
Right, bro.
Hey, we kind of up there. She gonna come and get you, boy.
You can't cancel something that don't nobody know about.
Hey,
man, you only cancel people that's famous, like Cat Williams or somebody. Like, now there is no way they can cancel me. I am Bernard Williams. Yes. What you gonna do? Cancel my high school contract? Okay, all right. Now, here with Justin Gatlin.
No, that's wild, man. That's actually pretty good.
That's accurate. Hey, so speaking of that, bro, you do stand up now. Like when did this even start? Were you like practicing while you were still competing? Like did you like after you finished running, you was like, hey, I'm gonna go into comedy?
No, to be honest with you, right after we got the gold medal, I was living in LA and I was bored in my apartment. And I was like, okay, let me go to one of these comedy clubs. And I started hanging out at the open mics, and I was like, for like about a year. And then I left Hollywood, but I kept going back, like working my material, doing like auditions. And then the comedy bug hit me, and I've been doing it now for about 24 years now. 24.
Right. Well, that's crazy.
So
like,
when
what did it feel like getting on stage for the first time? Were you nervous getting on stage for the first time? Which one was more nervous? Being on the highest stage and track, or being on stage as a comedian?
Honest with you. Same. Because you don't know if people are going to laugh or not. You just know that you've been to some open mics and it was like maybe 2 people in the crowd. So you really don't know if it's funny. But when you're on the Olympic platform, you got to go to the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? You got to calm down. You got to warm up. You got to, they got a delay. So we got to warm up again. You got to save your energy. Like it's the same. And what you want to do is you want to perform. You want to execute. And so when people are laughing, that's the same adrenaline rush I get from like when we used to run. We used to compete against each other and either winning or getting top 3. You know what I mean? That adrenaline when the crowd was. Like that's like a laugh when they be like, you know what I mean? And the cool part is after 9 seconds, you know, people like you and me, we're going, that's it. You got like 5 to like 30 minutes sometimes of just getting that and all. Like you got more time to entertain people, man. And that's when I really fell in love with it, because 9 seconds is great, but man, can you imagine if the way we get that adrenaline for 9 seconds, we do that for 45 seconds?
That's crazy.
I mean, 45 minutes or an hour. Yeah, man. So I've been doing it for a minute. I'll coach the kids in the daytime and then tell jokes to the adults at night.
You ever had any hecklers?
Man, yeah, I got tons of them. I'm proud of them, by the way, but you know, one of them I earned because I just wasn't funny and I wasn't prepared. So the hecklers were actually the dudes that brought me to the comedy show. They was like, "Oh, you suck, man! I thought you was fast. Get out of here quick!"
Wow,
I stayed to 9.7 seconds.
Wow, that's wild.
These are my homies. They was like, "Yo, get up there, man! You're gonna be funny. I promise you."
Oh, the ultimate setup. The nature with the ultimate setup.
Yeah, but the cool part was it prepared me. So then when I started doing shows, let's just say the material wasn't going well and people would say something, I command the room without attacking the person. Like I'll talk about some other things that has nothing to do with the person personally. Cause one, I ain't running to my car. I'm done with running. I ain't running to my car. I'm going to make you laugh. And then it always end up with, "Hey man, let me buy you a shot." I'm like, all right. Okay, cool. Crown Apple. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, like that adrenaline rush, you do get that when you get like some hecklers and you just be funny and kind of include them into the show. You know what I mean? Instead of like really getting on them, because they already think that you think you're better than them because you got an Olympic gold. Yeah. And you have a certain status. So most times they don't realize I'm from Baltimore City. Like I'm still at the bottom. You know what I mean? We work for hours. Like if I say this is what we gonna do, but I don't want no disrespect because people dying all the time. And
I am the wire.
Right. I remember dudes on the phone. They was like, "Hey, I'm on the phone." No, all right. I just called from my grandmama's house or something, you know, because we didn't have cell phones back then. Like if we had cell phones in the 80s, like the way we have it now, it wouldn't be no wire. They'd be catching people just from the satellites. They'd be like, "Oh, I watch First 48 all the time." They'd be like, "Where your phone?" And they go on robberies with their phone in their pocket. I would just leave my phone at home. But
you got me in a flashback right now, man. We didn't have no cell phones when we was out on the circuit early on, bro. As soon as we land and touch down in whatever country, we was looking for phone cards. Hey, bring me back too. Bring me back too.
You want to McDonald's? Bring me some McDonald's back.
You have 2 minutes left on the phone call. You get the little notifications. You have 2 minutes left.
Pay like $80 for 10 minutes.
Hell yeah, man. That reminds me, bro. Like when we were in Russia, we just were talking about this before we got on. So we gotta double back and talk about that story.
Yeah.
But after winning that race, I was checking out the hotel because I didn't go get no phone card, and I used the room phone. Bro, my bill was like $2,000 for just using the phone, calling back home maybe 2-3 days. Bro, I was $2,000 in the hole.
I think I went up to like maybe like 3,000 or 4,000 calling home, yo. It was crazy, yo.
3,000 or 4,000. That's crazy. Hey, you got to tell the story, man, because that story from Russia, you got to tell. Justin was a rookie then. He was already on the circuit. Yeah, I mean, you was a vet. You been on the circuit for a while. Go ahead and tell us to him. Set it up. I'll leave it for you.
No, I was on the circuit. I was on the circuit probably from like about 3 years, and Justin was the rookie. You know, and there's always the thing where whoever kicked everybody's butt, that was the person who had everybody's meal or drink. You know, that was like a tradition. That's as Maurice did it. You know, we was like, all right, so it's snowing. And we got our speed suits on. This snowing, y'all. They got a big parade and people dancing with a couple midgets jumping around. It was just
bro, he's not lying, bro. He's not lying.
Walt Disney fiasco, but it was like real snow coming down, yo. And Ken Collins, he in there, he got his long johns on under his speed suit. My nipples are getting hot. My nipples. I'm like, what? I mean, it was just cold, dog. The gun went off like, pow. Everybody just running. We having to look up. Justin is way up there. I'm talking like up the street, and all you see is snow flurries. You know what I mean? Ran through there, boom. He wins the $1 million. It was winning $1 million?
It was $1 million, yeah.
It was $1 million, yo. I was like, oh, I'm getting paid. Because like fourth place was like $50,000 or $75,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man.
Hey, when we lined up, bro, we all were looking at each other like, who gonna take their clothes off first? Pause. Because at that point in time, it was freezing. And he ain't lying. It was like midgets, it was little kids. They had horses and chariots, they had everything, bro. It was like you woke up from a dream and you was like, hey, dog, I gotta tell you about this dream, dog. We were racing for $1 million. It was snowing. It was midgets. It was babies all running around, horses and chariots and everything. This is exactly how I went in Moscow, and they never had to meet ever again, dog. It was the craziest thing ever.
Do you think, Bernard, I ask Justin this all the time. I ask him this all the time. Do you think that meat was used for like money laundering?
I don't know, but they ain't laundering nothing to us. I'm still waiting on that daggone check.
You didn't know what got paid?
We had to fight for it, dog.
Bro, hear me? Like in Europe, sometimes it took a year to get your money. You know what I'm saying? Like, It never been a time where it was like, well, right before I got on there, they was like, yo, we used to get paid cash, yo, nothing but cash. I'm like, what? Like, yeah, they used to give, like my Dave Chappelle. Oh shit, cash? Oh man. They was like talking about like they had to hold enough cash because the minute the what is that, customs? The minute they touch it, they can feel if it's over 10,000 or not. So they was splitting up cash, like, yeah, man, we should get cash, but yeah, it take a while for people to get paid. That's why when I saw that whole thing with old Michael Johnson, I was like, wait a minute. It take money together, you know. Production team got to be finished. It's never been with money. Like, you always have to wait. Just kind of wait until everything has out and then you get paid. But yeah, that's always been field. You run fast, they pay you.
Yeah, you lucky if you got paid in 3 months. That's fast. You looking at 6 months, maybe even 9 months. You know what I'm saying? So
tell them.
Yeah, bro. But this day and age is so different. You know what I mean? So they're not used to waiting for that cash. And Rod, back in the day, when he was talking about those cash meets, you would hurry back to the room after you finish running, take your shower, and then you'll creep down to where the cash room was, and then all of a sudden everybody standing around looking at each other like this, like, yeah. Then you walk into the room, they got money stacked up everywhere. Real talk, they got money stacked up everywhere. Everybody, they count it like this. All right, this your money right here. This your money. Everybody walking away with their money. They happy. They going to get drinks at the bar, dog. That's when the circuit was really the circuit, bro. Like, you had fun.
Listen, my dog, Limford used to tell me about that, man. Limford said back at the day they had money belts traveling from country to country. So they had to declare their money to custom. I told you. Yeah, they said they had money belts, like money on them. On their person, bro. Like, so like, this was before all them scanners and stuff. You can't do that now. But back then, yeah, they had like money belts.
Jeans too.
Yeah, strapped to their body, boy. They had tens of thousands of dollars strapped to them. They ain't trying to declare nothing.
But that's it was like, okay, and Rumph was like, all right, well, feed us, man. Come on, man. Drinks on you, right? He was like, all right, man, I got you. We was like, yeah. And he was happy as shit. Like, yo, he kicked our ass. Yo, at least he buying us drinks, dog. Right, man. This is how it's supposed to be. And we all had a good time. Like, we all was competitors. And, we all get a little disappointed if you don't win. But at the end of the day, after you took your shower, you got downstairs, man, everybody was cool.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Everybody will help each other because not everybody traveled with their coaches. And not everybody had a group to kind of have people around. Sometimes you have like a group. Like, I wasn't always in HSI. At one point, I was with an agent. I was just me and a couple other athletes. So me and my baby mama. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was cool to be able to like still have fun with your competitors. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Take us back, man. Take us back to 2004. 200, man, at the Olympics. You are the Olympic silver medalist in that race. You know what I mean? You're standing there. You know what I mean? What's going through your head, man? Because did you guys have like a certain like delay or something like before that race? If I can remember.
Yeah, man. They were booing because their athlete wasn't in the race. They're Olympic champions, and he had won the previous Olympic from Greece. So because he wasn't in it, they were booing, and we couldn't hear the gun.
What was his name again? I forgot his name. Started with a K, right?
Harris, something Harris.
Yeah.
So he was like, okay, call him Terrace. Yeah, I'm just butchering his name.
So
listen, they're gonna correct you in the chat.
The chat gonna know. The chat gonna know. Chat, you're listening. Give us the right pronunciation of the man's name. He was the world champion the previous year. Champion. And then the Olympics was in Greece. So it was gonna be like, everybody's like, we gonna be running that home. It's about to be on. And then all of a sudden his little scandal came out and he was like dodging the testers and everything like that.
And the jumping over the gates.
Bro, like they had it. Listen, the crazy thing is they had it on film. They had him like running, jumping over gates. They had him jumping on the back of a moped. He riding off, looking at the cameras and everything. Like, it was like a soap opera, bro. It was like a soap opera.
It definitely was. But go ahead, Bernard. Take us through, man. This is your time. You in between training partners, Gat and Sean Crawford. They done ran 100 and did their thing. So now it's just you out there. What's going on?
Like, I hope these dudes tired so I can win this shit. 4 rounds of 9-8s, 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 and 9-7, something like that. I was like, all right, I've been rested. I'm waiting. I can beat these dudes. They started getting stronger. Like, damn. I'm like, oh my God. Because the 100 was my thing. I got in the 200 because Lord was willing, and I really wanted to make that team, or else I was done, yo. It was either make that team or go home. So when I got on that line, and the gun went off first time, I was out. I was like, this is it. And they said, wow. called us back. I was like, no. At that moment, you're supposed to recollect, right? And get back focused. But man, some of that steam was out. Oh, this always happens. So I had to regroup, and then they booing. I'm like, y'all mad? I'm mad too, motherfuckers. This thing's supposed to been over. I'm supposed to be a drug tester right now. What a in my hand. Being a drug tester. Yeah, man. But shoot, that gun went off. I was like, oh shoot, there we go. That gun went off like, pow. Just hit that chair. Like, all right, I'm up. Dry face. All right, I'm up. Oh damn, he's up there. Man, don't even worry about him. And so I just kept pumping my arms. I'm like fifth the curve. Like, all right, let's do it, skinny legs. Because I got real short legs. Tall to it. So come on, short legs. That's how I talk to myself. So I'm getting there, and I literally closed my eyes the last 50 to relax. Whenever I see somebody in front of me, but then I tighten up. So I'm like, let me just close my eyes. And you can see like halfway through many of the Olympic pictures, like my eyes are closed. That's why I used to wear shades, because I ain't want people all in my eyes and stuff, especially after the marijuana thing. You know what I mean? So I was real insecure about people like looking me in my eyes and now I'm performing, you know? And so I just closed my eyes, crossed the line, looked up, and they said second place. I was like, oh shit. That's how it really happened. Yo, I missed the race, yo. Like,
you missed the race that you was in.
The last 50, I didn't see it. My eyes was closed, and I just started humping my arms, yo. I swear to you. You'll see the pictures, man.
Yeah, you like this.
Yeah, like man. This.
Yeah, you like this.
I'm glad that was one of your greatest moments of your life, I suppose. Correct, Bernard?
Yeah, man.
There's another moment where you guys go in that I remember, that you guys go in and like y'all win the 4x1 and y'all are being like real like superstars with the U.S. flag, but it was highly frowned upon. Tell us about it. Take us back to that.
I loved it. I loved everything because this is Sydney. This was Sydney Olympics, right?
Right. Probably in high school.
I was.
And you know, young champion, I ain't even know he's coming. He in high school watching us while we celebrate acting a damn fool. I'm like, he's like, I'm gonna get all of them.
I was like, hey, I was like, rock them flags, dog. You wear them flags, man. I'll see y'all in 4. I'll see y'all in 4.
Yeah, y'all was wearing the flags as turbans around y'all waist and stuff like that.
I wanted to be cool, yo. I wanted to do something different because Brian already had it on like Tupac. Yeah, because they gave you like 2 flags. Like they were just throwing flags out, but they said, don't let the flag touch the ground. So he was like, all right, cool. So he'll have a flag around. And then he had the other one like Tupac. And then I had the other one with the turban. I was like, I don't want to do what he's doing. I'm doing my thing. But that happened because they put us together the day before. That's why the first one, I wasn't on there. It was Kenny Brokenberg and Tim Montgomery. And when they had like a little handoff mess, they took them out and then threw me and Brian in. And said, okay, let's see how they do in the semi. But we had already been running together most of the time, me, Maurice, and John Drummond anyway. So we already had chemistry. And so when they put us together that day, it was like, all right, you putting us here in one day. You expect us to get this thing around without dropping the stick. And so when we got it around and they said, okay, we're going to keep the same 4 and we got across the line, it was basically like a rejoice because I went to the Olympics as an alternate. I think I got 8th place at the trials. So I didn't know if I was running. I had a psychological breakdown. 1 minute I was on and I was off. Then I was on and I was off. Like the whole time I'm at the place of my life and I don't even know if I'm running. I'm just doing whatever the coaches tell me. It's time to get ready to be. And so that whole celebration was like, wow, like I didn't even know I was going to win. So now we are Olympic champion. It's time to celebrate. And I was inspired by like the WWE, you know, The Rock, Stone Cold, Hulk Hogan. I grew up on that type of stuff. So when you see me out, I'm basically acting like Hulk Hogan and The Rock, because that's what I'm inspired by. And so they never said it was a time limit on a victory lap. So they were still having other events going on, but we were just celebrating because the people was like, give us your shirt, give us your shoes. Like, if you look at some of them, Brian only got one shoe on in the picture. Like, they wanted more. Like the Australians, they wanted more. Give us that. That's what we want. I was like, yeah, let's go. And then once we got to the back, some of the people in the press was like, do you think it was a bit over the top? But, oh, we're good. And that's when all the ink went in through the newspaper. Like, oh, they just disgraced us. Like, come on, man. We celebrate. Then a year later, the Twin Towers get destroyed. Taliban flying to them. Do you know everybody was wearing flags on their heads, their cars, celebrating it? The same thing that we was doing a year before. And so that messed me up psychologically. Like, all right, well, I'm going to still run fast, but I'm going to just brand myself. And that's when I really started going into comedy and doing like, I would entertain the crowd before when they announce my name and do some type of pose to make them laugh before I run, whether I won or not. You know what I mean? Just branding myself, letting them know like, no, the Olympics wasn't just something that was out of control. And I'm funny. I'm an entertainer. Like, that's what I do. And so I literally just stuck in there, and Maurice, he was out, he's the vet, him and John Drummond. I was like, hey man, you think he said, no man, give me your thing. I was like, all right, like, and they like, what?
Well,
you know what I'm talking about.
Little known fact, you the first one to actually hit this pose. There's pictures of you in the victory on the 4x1 in Sydney, shirtless, and you hitting that pose like that.
And I got that from Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
He would go, and he'll go to the side. I got that from Hulk Hogan. But then Usain stole it from me, so I can't say nothing because I stole it from Hulk Hogan.
Boy, look, Usain gonna come for you. Usain gonna be like, wait.
Listen here, brother.
You want to say Usain
let officers out there know that Bernard Williams stole my pose, and now Usain Bolt is doing it.
Woo! Well, people will have something to say about that. Boy, they're gonna be like, "That's the set of world. What you talking about, dude?" Oh man!
Somebody say, "Well, he don't do the finger like this. He clench the fist and then do the finger over here." They're like, "Oh, it's different." You got your finger out. My finger closed.
Right?
Copyright infringement.
Doing that.
When you break a world record, you could do anything you want to do, bro.
Well, but the cool part is,
the Jamaicans were wearing their flags like scarves. They were doing the same thing. They were doing the same thing, bro. The same thing.
Y'all American, man. You ever heard of a whole different type of? The Caribbean countries are a little bit different from what y'all got going on.
Oh, stop it!
It's true.
Right.
It's true, though. It's true.
But remember,
we can do things that y'all can't.
Right.
And that's because of the flag.
100%.
Flag. It's all about the flag. Like when
I don't know. I think it's more than the flag.
No, it's like a lot of people are sensitive about the flag. So they'll start going into people dying in wars. I mean, we got hate mail. Like, we literally had hate mail from people, and they wanted us to issue an apology. And I'm like, why are we apologizing for having fun? Y'all should be thanking us for getting us a gold medal. We ain't had one since Carl Lewis. Like, so politics is the word I'm getting to. Like,
yeah.
When it comes to like what Jamaica could do and what America is, a lot has to do with politics. And I chose to keep my mouth shut and make my money and keep running versus try to like, oh, no, man, this is freedom of speech. And this, man, I saw what y'all did to Tommy Smith and John Carlo. We ain't doing that. Give me that work too hard.
You got blackballed like a mother.
Absolutely.
But that's selective politics though, bro. Because if you think about it, right? If nothing changed about the pride of our flag, and I love running for Team USA, right? But the fact is, what you did then, right? And which was spontaneous, from your heart, passion, you was excited, You know what I mean? And then people getting hate mail because of how you were representing the flag or wearing the flag or whatever. Now you look at people this day and age, for one, you're not supposed to wear a flag on socks, underwear, shorts, not supposed to be flags, all these kind of things. And now you look through Amazon and all this kind of stuff. Flags, the American flag is in every version of everything, right? And that's not how it's supposed to be. So if you're going to stick to the rules, stick to the rules. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about it. So you did your thing. I think it was iconic. I think y'all boys handling grand fashion, y'all did it. So.
And that's definitely.
Do it again. I'd be like, I wouldn't change nothing. I would do it all.
Oh no, man! Y'all were rock stars. Y'all was definitely going to that thing. Boy.
When I saw Usain Bolt, I was like, damn, he's still carrying it on. And he took it to another level. And now when I see Noah, he's trying to take it to another level.
You know, it's a whole different story.
Well, like it depends on, you know what I mean, as far as being more than 9 seconds or being more than 19 seconds. Everybody has their own way of doing things. Michael Johnson had his own way. He was very quiet with his way. But just him starting Grand Slam to me was like, man, that's iconic. Like, name any other track athlete that was a gold medalist that actually started a track league to pay other professional athletes.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if you want to go there because there's a little bit of controversy on that right now.
No.
So,
okay, my bad. But what I'm saying is, all right. Well, we'll scrap that. I don't want to get canceled. I told you can't.
You ain't gonna get cancer. It's just a lot of people. It kind of it's not working itself out the way he thought it would yet. And I'm trying to be optimistic for him. You know, everybody come for me, but I want to be optimistic for my saying, hey, your payments are going to come. We're going to see what happens or whatever. But yeah, as of right now, the payments haven't gone through.
Well, I hope so. I mean, but now we got Zelle, we got Venmo. I mean, let's take it, you know. Anyway. Look, man, I had a good time at Grand Slam. But yeah, man, like, I'm just glad that people like you guys, man, Olympic champ by yourself, bronze, silvers, like, you know what I mean? You had all the medals, been longevity, man. Like, I remember you coming up, I was like, man, that dude is coming, man. What we gonna do? I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know what we gonna do. We can't just fight him or nothing. Like, leave the boy alone. I'm like, yeah, man, but he's fast. And man, we're in trouble. But you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure that's how Magic and Larry Bird was when Michael Jordan started stepping in. He's like, hey man, you see what he's doing to us? And, you know, and another part of me was like, come on, do that shit. Somebody gotta beat them. I'm glad you're doing it, man. USA, you go from like, what are we gonna do? So, get him, Gat.
You know when they said the ones who can't cheer on the ones that can.
You know what I mean? It's like, that was my teammate, you know, and you're taking track and using your platforms. You're not only for people like myself, but like people who are doing it now, still in the game, and getting insight and intel on what's going on, whether it's like NIL deals or one of the fastest kids on the planet in Australia. Like, you guys are really opening up a nice platform for the game of track and field, you know?
I think that's because like we know that how track especially was in our era. It was very taboo to talk about contracts. It was very taboo to talk about certain things in track. So it was like we were all around each other, operating around each other, racing around each other, and we didn't know nothing about each other, bro, because everybody was keeping everything so close to the vest. You know what I'm saying? So our assumptions were, oh man, he getting paid. Oh man, she getting paid. And then at the end of the day, when the dust settles, we really found out that a lot of these different companies were screwing everybody left and right, because we realized that we were part of an assembly line, a factory. right? So you were the new thing, then you became the thing, and then you became the old thing. You know what I mean? And then the new thing came in again and repeated that same process. And then now we like, damn. So
right.
Yeah, I think that's where our platform is, man. And like having you on, bro, I think it's a gem because you bring so much character and you bring a different perspective that a lot of people don't get to see. You know what I'm saying? Like you was in the game before I was in the game. You know what I mean? So you get to tell stories and you know stuff from the Golden League era, like real Golden League. You know what I mean? So
man,
when hustling, we was hustling back then, bro. Like we was really hustling. We was jumping in. Hey, can I get in the A race? I can't get in the A race. Oh man, let's jump in the B race, man. Let's jump in the C race.
Right, yeah. Right. And you quit it from the C race.
Facts.
Man. Yeah.
So you said earlier that you training kids. So how long you been training kids? You coaching? Where you coaching at? And what's your program called?
All right. I started coaching in 2008. And this was in Gainesville, Florida, at a high school. Coach Mack is there. It's the 2008. Is it? So then after 2008, I graduated from college, and then I started coaching at a place called API, Athletic Performance. And it was pretty cool because I got a chance to work with, I got my certification, then I got my USATF certification, and then level 1, level 2. And then I started coaching in high school. I went to McDonough private school, and this was in 2000 and right before COVID, 2019. And so been just developing champions, developing national champions, record holders, and even people who you wouldn't even think like track and field, all of a sudden they're conference champions. So I was like, okay, I got to think for this. And then this year I became the head coach at McDonough, and we won our 4th conference title. And then I earned Baltimore Sun's Coach of the Year, which was 2 weeks ago. And so I've been coaching since 2008, and the name of my company is called Bernard Williams Pro Techniques. And basically I have speed clinics, speaking engagements, but also have individual sessions, partner training, small group and team sessions. And I've been pretty much developing champions, paying my bills because I'm done with child support, paying my bills. And becoming a better coach. So since then, I've been working at Stevenson University, which is a D3 in Baltimore. And I just got a promotion as first assistant. So this is like another challenge for me now that I'm still working at the high school as a sprint coach, but now I'm trying to develop myself more, get more certification so I can be on the university level, so I can offer information to help the high schoolers.
So your aspirations, are your aspirations to coach at a Power 4 like that you were a part of like at Florida, anything like that? Is your aspirations to get there? Or is it just to stay at the level of high school?
No, you know what? I didn't even plan on going. I'm just going to use my medal, use my degree, and just focus on personal training and doing all of that. But when you start developing kids and they got to go to different high schools, it messes with the progress and the process, especially if you coach somebody since they were 7 years old. And so I had to get a high school job so these kids can have a nice facility and a nice school to attend. So then they can go to one of those schools. Like I have a girl going to Stanford this year. She's a national champion. Her name is Elena Cooper. They're twins, and Elise Cooper, who's going to the University of Texas. First to get a Puma NIL deal. First girl,
Oh, you coach Elise Cooper?
Yeah, since she was 7 years old.
Oh, we talk about her all the time on the show. We do talk. We talked about her when she dropped the 22-4. We didn't know that you coach her.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wild.
So, I've been very fortunate to help. There's a bunch of us, of course, strength training, a club coach, but I've been very fortunate to get a high school job that's at a nice high school and to still develop champions so they can go on to do what they want. But I I had no aspirations of being a high school coach. I had no aspirations of coaching in the university. Coach Turner had left last year. And so they was like, would you like to be the head coach? I was like, nah, I'm kind of cool where I'm at. They was like, well, you're the head coach anyway. I said, okay. And because Coach Turner, before he left, he was like, yo, you love coaching kids and I can't leave this with nobody else. You love coaching kids. You're very devoted. Y'all here every day. And I said, all right, cool. And I ended up taking the head coaching job. So, yeah, man, not just the least. Caleb Williams, who played for the Chicago Bears. He's one of my athletes. Caleb Dean, pointed me to early. He's a rookie right now. And finding his way. I coached him since he was 10. And so there are a lot of athletes that play other sports and even in baseball that I've coached doing personal sessions for BW, Bernard Williams Pro Techniques.
All right, man. Congratulations.
That's crazy, man. Yeah,
that's
congratulations
crazy.
on that.
A lot of people don't know
for being coach of the year too, man.
Yeah, man.
Congratulations on not paying child support too. You know what I'm saying?
that child support crazy, right? I ain't never experienced it, but hey, to you guys who actually experienced it, hey, kudos to you if you out there handling your business.
Look, it felt like I was graduating from college because I had a child support release party, comedy show. And all the comedians came and roasted me about how responsible I was with my ill responsibilities. So,
that's cool.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. But being the coach of the year, it wasn't even a goal of mine. I just wanted to keep the team together now that Coach Turner is gone. And I wanted to make sure all these kids were prepared in morals and values and unity. So I didn't expect it. When he told me, I said, man, stop playing. I ain't been in the newspaper in about 20 years. He was like, no, man, you're the coach of the year. And I was just like, wow, like, because when you're a rookie and you constantly make mistakes, people, you don't feel like you're doing a good job. You don't feel like it. Every time you make a mistake, you're learning. And, you know, you're being told that you're not doing a good job the whole time. And all of a sudden, people win and people get through psychological things and injuries. And then all of a sudden you get a phone call and you're like, wow, I wasn't even going for that. Like I wanted to get an Olympic gold or Olympic, you know, any Olympic medal, but to like just do your duty from 2008 all the way to 2025 and to get that type of honor. Like it really felt like the Olympics, but I really wasn't working for it. I'm really honored, you know, that other people see it while you feel like you're struggling.
No, that's what you want to do, man. You want to keep it in that lane because that's at its purest form. High school level is where track is at its purest form, man. You know what I mean? But kids ain't, well, they could do it for money now, but they're not doing it for money. They're doing it for the betterment of them. So you doing that, a lot of coaches don't want to do that. And you're a good coach at that. You know, you speaking of all the people that you've coached and developed, that's where it is. Because right now, as I can see our sport moving away from development based on how the collegiate system is being built now. So you got to have these kids damn near collegiate ready in the 11th grade. So other than that, they're going to have to get selected from a JUCO or something like that because that's where it's moving.
Now, I've come from a JUCO myself, and I'm glad I went to Barton because academically I wasn't prepared. And even the type of workout athletically, I wasn't prepared. I literally had to learn how to learn as far as going to classrooms and regurgitating information and then taking tests and actually passing tests. But, yeah, had I not gone to Barton, I wouldn't have been ready. I probably would have not did so well. And I was supposed to go to Tennessee with Coach Vince. And I was supposed to go to Tennessee.
Come on, man.
Had I gone to Tennessee, it would have been me and you at Tennessee, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I got the SAT, bro. But
that's a cheat code.
Man, but what was just something about the UCLA with John Smith, to be honest with you. I wanted to train with Maurice and them when I was in college. But I don't know, it was just when Mouse hit me up, he was like, you know how Mouse talk. He's like, come on, dog. You need to give a brother a I was like, all right.
That sound like Mouse too.
He's like, yeah, come on, dog. Look, I don't have Maurice Green, but this is what I've done. You got to just trust me, son. I'm like, all right. I said, all right, I'm going to Florida. And me and 4 other dudes from Barton went to Florida, 4 of my brothers. We made a pact to go to Florida and to win the championship. We did not win the championship, but we did win the 4x1, the 100. So, yeah, we celebrated like we brought some championship.
Well, Mom's got the championship for y'all now.
Yes, but I think we was the blueprint. We
100%.
started it.
100%.
Yeah,
I remember Gainesville All-Stars when you left. Man, y'all was rolling, boy. Man, y'all used to do them 4x1s and 4x2s. Y'all would be way out there.
Yeah, they had us on
notice. Yeah, Capel left first. If Capel didn't leave, I know we would have ran 37. I know it.
What was practice like then with you, John, around those times over there when y'all was in Gainesville?
It was fun because he and I, we kind of had like similar speed, but we would talk like he's a football player, so we would talk shit to each other. You know what I mean? And I'm like, okay, let's do it. And we would get faster and faster to the point. Coach said, no, we can't do this. Y'all gonna pull a hamstring out here. We're in the middle of November. You know what I mean? And so he would mix us up. Like sometimes I would have to go with Gino and Aaron and run like with the 400-meter group here and there, or Capel. He went pro first, so he would have practice in the morning, then I would have practice in the afternoon. Like he literally went pro while we was in the middle of school. Like, and I was just like, damn, he running for Adidas, man. Wish that dude could train with us now. So we really never got a chance to train together a whole year. Never got a chance to push each other. Now, when I was with Maurice Green, Otto Boulder, and John Drummond, that was every day. I had to see these dudes. And I realized something, bro. You are young. That is your superpower. Like my first practice, we had like some 500s or something. And I crossed the line and my adrenaline is pumping because I'm training with my idols. And as I'm walking to get ready for the next one, I hear one of them say, "Hey, young fella, slow that shit down." And I'm knowing, my adrenaline is going. It's like I'm at a track meet. Like, you know what I mean? I see all these people on TV. It's time to go, you know. And Coach John Smith was like, "Keep walking, Bernard. This is why you got the contract." So I learned that the younger you are, they are using you to get ready for the next big race. Other than that, you are supposed to murder them because you have infinite energy. Like, this is why these guys are running 9.8s, 9.7s. They have energy. You know what I mean? They can fly up and down that basketball court all day. The older you get, the more it's like battery dimming out. And these young dudes are the fresh batteries, bro. Yeah. That's why they're getting paid, bro. And you got to know that when you go to train with a world-class group, that your superpower is your youth. And there's an old Chinese proverb that says the strength of experience should be fear of the youth. Because you can have all the experience in the world, but the youth is so strong with energy, yo. If they have the same skill set, you gotta watch out. And you was that young dude, man. And then, like you said, Usain Bolt was the next young. Now, now I'm trying to figure out who's going to be next, because no one of them is like in their late 20s.
We're gonna break down a couple of races coming up, and we're gonna figure out who next, because there's a lot of them out of there. Speaking of young blood, shoot, one of them is Quincy. That boy, that boy's relentless. But anyway,
the Ed Murphy happened this weekend.
And the Ed Murphy man. Yeah. Y'all want to go over that first, or
it don't matter, man?
Good.
You kick it off.
We're going to kick it off with the Ed Murphy, and we're going to follow that up, man. Ed Murphy, man. Let's talk about Ed Murphy, man. First thing I want to talk about Ed Murphy, man, is the Volunteers. The Tennessee Volunteers, man, in the pre-meet, they had heats earlier in the day, and then they had the main event late at night. And the pre-meet, Tamars McCallum, Devontae Howell, and Trenard Folson, if I mess any one of y'all names up, please forgive me, went first, second, and third
would have been rated 2.1, 987, 993, and 997. If these boys don't leave school, Lord Jesus, they 4x1 next year. If they don't win, Ross, what you doing? Coach Ross, what you doing? Because these boys should be, I understand Auburn was it, but some of them Auburn boys went pro. So at the end of the day, these boys should be handling business, man. What's y'all thoughts on that? On that 1, 2, 3 taking the premium?
Boy, well, first of all, go Vols. They handling business out there. T-Mars is on fire right now, boy. I mean, looking at this meet, what he did from the 100, obviously we're going to talk about the 200 later on, but I think he's in his bag right now. I think he's in his bag. He's feeling real confident. And it's always good when you have your teammates that's on fire too at the same time as you are. You know what I'm saying? Everybody eating. You know what I mean? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 across the board, man. They handling business. So my take is keep doing what y'all doing. If the money right, jump out. If it ain't, try to get that NIL. See what they talking about.
True. What's your take, Bernard?
Hey man, I'm just enjoying the show. To be honest, like the 1973 is crazy though. You know what
crazy.
I mean? That's crazy to me.
And he slowed down to the line. He could have ran
drop his arms and everything. Like looking at the clock and everything.
Crazy, yo. So I mean, all I can say is SEC, man. SEC, y'all better try to get in where you get in. You know, and I'm a Gator for life, but bro, you gotta get they riding. They riding. They the ones to beat. But I'm like, dang, what about the dude from Arkansas? Like, anytime somebody step away, right? For some reason the next one just pop up like boom. You're like, yo. So there's gonna be so many people that's running 9-7. I don't know what to do, yo.
But that's the college. That's the college scene, though. Soon as one disappear, another one pop up.
But remember, like in high school, like it'll be like a dude who was junior and a senior. Soon as that senior got out the way, yo, that junior just was murdering everybody. You know what I mean? And it's just that's just how it is, yo. Like he knows what it's like to become second and lose. And in his mind, the only person that could really beat me is not even here right now. Like it raises confidence. Like, oh, well, I could still be the number one dude in college because he just left. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this day and age is different though. Like you can think like, oh man, all right, Jordan Anthony won this year, so it's my turn next year. Next thing you know, next year come around, boy, it's 2 or 3 other dudes that pop out.
It ain't even gonna be the dudes from who was in the final. It's gonna be some new dudes.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, I'm real curious to know like how are these deals being done, because there was a kid that ran last year that went 9-9, and I ain't heard nothing from him since. He got signed a Puma Adidas deal or something.
Oh, you're talking about Christian Miller?
Christian Miller.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
He got injured.
He got injured. He got
So
injured in Philly.
Yeah, when he was at
in Philly. Yeah, he got injured in Philly.
You know, they little broed him. They little broed him. They put him like in lane 1 or something like that. You know what I mean? So he pulled the hammy, and he's just been low key ever since. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but the beginning of the season though, he's been running consistent 10-0s, like 10-0, 10-0, 10-0.
Okay.
So he's taking him and his coach is taking some time off after Philly. He hasn't raced since Philly. So I think they're just holding him out until USA is trying to learn to.
Man, okay, that makes me feel better, because when I saw that lane, and I've been retired for like 26 years, I was like, yo, I can get in that lane. But they paying like $5,000 for last place? What?
It's 10K,
bro.
10K,
bro. You can get butt naked last. You ain't got to train to get last. Give me that lane, Mike.
Hey, I ain't even out there to compete against y'all. I'm just trying to finish.
Oh my God. I be doing a little celebration and all that kind of like, who is this dude? Yeah, man. But they there's a lot of them, yo. Like I wonder how the money really is, because NIL, you like gear. for a lot of track athletes.
Depending on what the school look like as far as how they break down the NIL. So they have where the biggest allotment of money is usually for the football program,
which is about 200 something thousand.
And then it trickles down to the basketball program, and then the other
like 124,000.
And then they get busted out to the rest of the sports after that.
Guess how much it is for track and field? You ready?
Yeah,
$850, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, but I understand it because of the business, right? And you go to a football game, if you go to Florida, you go to the swamp, you look up in the stands, the swamp is packed. You go to a Florida Gators game, a basketball game, especially after them winning the national championship and such and being recent, you look up in them stands, it's packed. How many track meets do you have at Florida per year?
Exactly.
Okay.
So
okay.
it's not.
I got a question.
It's not a revenue. It's not a revenue sport. It doesn't consistently bring money to the sport.
So is volleyball a revenue sport? They get paid. They get on that list. They get paid substantially more than track athletes.
They have home games there.
They have a lot of people come to see their games, Joe.
So they're home games. You see what I'm saying?
All right.
So you only have one track meet per year, right? Which is the Florida Relays. Which other one do you have?
Tom Jones Classic.
Well, Tom Jones and Florida Relays. This is two, right? The Tom Jones just came about in 2013, 12 or something like that. It was late,
something like that. But yeah,
something like that. But it was just Florida Relays.
It ain't every week. It ain't every week, right?
It ain't every week. So when you look at it in terms of revenue, from a business standpoint, I love track. From a business standpoint, you get it. It's like the no shade to the WNBA, but when females were saying we should be equally paid as much as the men, I get it. They feel like they work just as hard. That is true. But when you look in the stands at a WNBA game, it is not packed like an NBA game. So you understand where the revenue comes from to pay those gentlemen what they pay, especially off their deals of jerseys and everything like that. Just speaking from a business point. So I understand why track would get the smaller share of money.
Okay,
right.
Point made.
And then I agree. And then they're also cutting scholarships too. It went from like 120 to like 105 scholarships.
Shoot, they just cutting scholarships. They cutting programs, bro. Because they cut scholarships.
Too. Right.
A lot of the track and field programs across the country have been cut. So they either cutting the cross country program or they cutting the track program. So you have schools are saying, okay, we're not making any money in the sprint base, so we'll keep men's track, but we'll keep it distance. We only giving distance people scholarships, no sprinters, because that's what our school is. Or we only have a women's program. We just gonna cut that program and save some money. So a lot of schools, based on the new rules of the NCAA, are cutting the track programs because it's basically it's a non-revenue sport.
And which is crazy, man.
Yeah,
it's tough because this is what we're like, as far as me coaching kids, this is what they got. These are the loopholes they got to deal with.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is their future. And that's why I'm doing what I need to do to be involved in coaching college. Like I said, I had no plans on coaching at anybody's institution, but if you want to really do the kids a service, then you have to have some type of information or have some way of preparing them for these things that they're going to face.
Yeah.
Have to. I mean, personal training, okay, you get your money and you go home, you pay your bills, but it's like, what are you doing to help these kids that you're developing who are now, they're not 7 anymore, they're 17, they're 18. You know, they've been with you, they've been under your tutelage, your guidance. Like, what information do you have for them to prepare them for the wolves? Because it's not like it used to be. Money is not like it used to be. I saw where this dude got like a silver medal in the hurdles and got no contract.
Oh yeah, talking about that, Daniel Roberts.
That's crazy to me. That would happen in 04. That means as soon as I close my eyes, open my eyes and pray got silver, I got no contract. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Even the bronze medalists get a contract.
Yeah.
No contract. That is, you bring a medal home for your country. You're on these pictures. They celebrate you. You get to go to the White House, and you don't have a contract.
Well, I think there's a little bit more to that story. I'm gonna just leave it at that. I'm gonna leave it.
All right, cool.
I'm gonna leave it right there. I think there's a little bit more to that story, but I'm gonna just leave it right there.
Yeah, but I was like, man, the game is crazy. They ain't getting no contract for second.
Good job.
Get the goal next time. You'll get a contract.
But yeah, man. Like the game is changing, man, and I'm glad that you guys are putting this stuff to the forefront, man. Like,
the game is totally changed. Persona actually means something now. So based on who you are, you would have probably sold seats because of your personality. You know, you have so much more personality now. You know, just being fast now isn't enough. It isn't enough.
Right, man.
It's not enough because at the end of the day, I know some fast people who are the fastest in the world who can't fill up a stadium like somebody who's not faster than them. So, especially right now. So, but we understand it's the persona of the athletes and what they bring to the table. So at the end of the day, we know it's all about a dollar, right? So me promoter's going to look at you and be like, oh yeah, they dropping really fast time, but I know the people really like this person. We would rather pay this person an appearance fee to come to our meet, even though they don't have a world leader or anything, because we know the stadium going to fill. It's going to be packed.
Yeah. I wish it was like that when we were growing up. I swear, bro. Like they could have booked me in 4 or 5. I would have did an HBO special. Goddamn, at dinner,
and that
comedy for free.
And that's good. I implore all the athletes now, man. You know, go back to your Instagrams. I mean, you know, let your persona live a little bit. I mean, you can't control fame. People want to know who you are, what you like, and everything like that. You know, people want you to share, whether it be through your TikTok. So to the kids now, that's how you're going to sell yourself. Sell your persona, and then let your athleticism match it. You know what I mean? And then you can make a big bag. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But
Go ahead. No, I was gonna say, we had some good ass time, some other good times over there at Ed Murphy too, right?
Yeah, we had McKenzie Long, man, and the honey. She
went like 22.
No, she ran the 100 too.
Oh, wait, 10-9, right?
No, 10-8. 10-8. It was windy. It was windy though. Okay. She did a double. So you gotta remember. But no, they did like how y'all did back in the day. You know, like you go overseas and like you got the main event, but they run like the pre-meet and the earlier in the day. A lot of them ran the pre-meet to warm up for the meet later in the day. So that's what she did. She dropped that 10-8 and then she jumped up to the 200 later on.
That's when she dropped at 21:93.
Yep.
So that's the second fastest time in the world right now.
Second fastest time. But the funny thing is, she ain't did it with a lot of races. And Kat, you and I know, we interviewed her early in the season. She was dealing with a lot of issues with her knee and her leg. You know, but she's now starting to come around the form. But what I want y'all to see in that race, though, I'm very impressed with the 21:93. That is a good time. That is definitely a good time. Yeah. But there was another girl in that race who was running, who's starting to come along, who had a little bit of surgery early. That Brittany Brown, boy. She coming, Justin.
Oh, you saw her?
What you mean? I seen her. Everybody seen her.
Creeping.
Well, she dropped 22-1. What you talking about?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, everyone was excited about a 21:93, but you seeing that 22-1, that means she's sneaking and creeping. She about to pull up. She about to pull right back up.
And it's 2 more weeks until USA trials. Now, the funny thing, everybody know, I say it on the show all the time, I am a Brittany Brown fan. I am. But this little girl ain't nothing to play with, man. And she no little girl. I don't want nobody to be like, I'm disrespectful calling her a little girl. When I say little girl, I mean, you know, people take everything out of context. I mean, this young lady, woman is nothing to be played with. Let me change that. I got to be so politically correct now. But you got to be ready for her, because early in the year, people saw bad times. They didn't know what she was going on. She has a little bit of medical issues she was going through, but she was still trying to run through her medical issues. But guess what? Because World Championships are so late, she's starting to round out into the form she wants to be in by USA's. And 22-1, it feels to me by the time she gets to USA's, her and her coaches will have a well privy to go 21. So at the end of the day, and we all know she ain't 421. She's ran 21 before, and she is a medalist of the recent Olympics. So I just want to put people on notice. Don't forget about Brittany Brown. But salute to McKenzie Long, pulling that double-double like she usually do. That's what she did when she was in college. Pull off the 100 and the 200. She went and handled business as usual. But don't y'all forget about that Brittany Brown, boy. That's all I want to say.
Hey, what's your thoughts, Bernard? Because obviously 200, that's your thing, man. So watching those females kind of hit those times.
I mean, it's gonna be nice to see her, Melissa, Gabby, like all of, because they're like the new generation to me. I think McKenzie, what she ran for Ole Miss last year, right? Yeah. And so, I saw that when she won the NCAAs. I was like, oh, this girl's moving. This is a different breed right here. So it's gonna be nice with Sha'Carri and Melissa, and it's like a young crop. And I think, like you said, Brittany Brown, she's an underdog. She's a sleeper. You know what I mean? And I saw her story when she was talking about she was not a NCAA champion. She was not, she comes from hard work, and I'm here. So she's one of those underdogs you'd like to see win. You know what I mean? Kind of like Ty Luke. You know what I mean? You want to see Ty Luke win. But she had to deal with Lane Thompson, Shelly Ann. She had to deal with all of them. Then she had to deal with the young ones. Then she got to deal with Julian. You know what I mean? Yeah. You want to see underdog win. You know what I mean? So I'm with you on that. But yeah, McKenzie and then Brittany, that's the next. They like the next generation because they got some experience under their belt. As far as her, she got a whole year as a pro now. She was in college last year, but I saw signs that if she can make that team, you know what I mean? Yeah, you got to pay your dues, man. They phenomenal.
This is going to be a hard team for a lot of people to make, man. We're going to talk about, this is Justin's favorite event on the track. We talk about the hurdles, the 100-meter hurdles. Justin loves that event. You know what I mean? But
you always say you was a hurdler.
I was a hurdler.
Yeah, champion.
I was a hurdler.
Once you start concentrating on the sprints, I was like, man, why ain't just stay over there with the hurdle? He was doing business, just cleaning the house. And all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, shoot. He just forgot about the hurdles now. Man, you know what, bro? Now that I'm thinking about it, you being a hurdler, not just a hurdler, not just the NCAA champion, but the only people that could really beat a real sprinter is a hurdler. It's something about your flexibility and power. And every hurdle, they call it a hurdle, but you're really jumping. You're really jumping every hurdle. Yeah. And so that's just like when I see lovers and they run against sprinters, and sometimes a long jumper will get you because all they doing is just power. And power
bounds and all that. Yep.
Right.
All those bounds and broad jump.
Listen, bro, I done caught a couple L's from Dwight Phillips, and I caught a couple L's from Angelo Taylor at practice when I used to train in Atlanta, boy.
Bro, and jumpers are probably some of the best athletes because 9 times out of 10 they probably play football too. You don't see too many hurdles regular sprinters doing hurdles. We don't want the barricade. It's a different level when you play football and there's a grown man going full speed and knock you out. So you're not afraid of contact.
Yeah.
There's really football players that don't like to be hit. But a hurdle, they're not afraid of the contact and attacking. You know what I mean? Terrence Trammell was a problem. He was a problem. He was 650 all day, 649, 10 flat. If you wasn't running faster than 10 flat, you wasn't beating that hurdle. You just what it is, yo. So, getting back to you, bro, you being a hurdler, and I never really thought about that.
Yo, we're getting our butt whooped by a hurdler.
But the crazy thing is I was a hurdler by default because when I was in high school, my coach put me in the hurdles because no other sprinter could hurdle. So we would get extra points. So then I just started hurdling. And that's how I got the college, dog. That's really what it is. I was the fastest guy on the team still, but I also could hurdle. So he just started putting me in hurdles. That's what it was.
What was your PR? What is your PR?
Bro, I was like, in high school, 13.
No, in college. When you won the NCAA championship, didn't you?
No, I didn't win. I beat Ron Bramlett. I almost beat Ron Bramlett at SECs. It was like down to the wire. Okay. And Ron had to sit in the stands and wait for almost an hour for them to decide who won the hurdle race. So the thing was, once they figured out I could sprint, they were just like, we just gonna put you in sprints in college. Like you'll hurdle when we at conference. You'll hurdle at the little tri meets. Cause I could long jump too. I was jumping like 24-10 when I was in high school. So, and it was like, man, you ain't doing none of that.
Did I say that?
You ain't doing none of that no more.
I said they either jump or hurdle. Oh man. Yeah. So you had to, so all of your background from your jumping, your hurdling, all that prepared you to be a great sprinter.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you played football
100%.
too, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Like this is the stuff a lot of people don't know.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that you're an athlete. You're not a sprinter. There's a difference between the athlete and athlete they can play basketball, they play football, they can play whatever they can play, that's what they're good at. A sprinter, that's what they just do. They just sprint. That is it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're an athlete, man, and that's dope.
Appreciate it, bro.
They look at you as a sprinter, but you're really an athlete, man.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Well,
I did not know that. I know
there's a couple of girls that he's about to talk about. I know because I saw it online. I think Lele dropped a good. Laisha a sprinter too. Yeah.
Laisha ran 12:30. She ran 12:32 in the pre-meet. Like she did the same thing. They ran early in the day, and then she came later that night, 12:27. But it was a little bit over the win loud, but it was 2.1. Man, she ran 12:27. But Christina Clemens right behind her, which would have been a PB for her, and 12:39. It was a very, very fast race. That Memphis track is fast, bro. And the stands was packed, and they was giving out champagne, man. The champagne, they popping bottles at the. I don't know if you saw it. They couldn't give none to Quincy, but I mean, they was out there popping bottles, man, popping bottles. But shout out to Lele with the win with the 12:27, which is like this hurdle crew for the USA, man. This is probably going to be one of the toughest teams to make. I thought it was one of the toughest teams last year, but they didn't improve into this year, which is so much more crazier. You got 12-1, two 12-1s, you got a few 12-2s, and then you have 12-3s. Like, and we saw last year, 12:36 stayed home. 12:36 didn't go to the Olympics, which is crazy.
That's crazy.
You ran 12:36 and you at the crib.
At the crib. 12-3 at the crib.
12-3
that stuff hurts people's dreams, yo. You wonder why they, sometimes, like, I think they should offer, like, mental health classes. Like, you should get free mental health, like, where you can go and sit and you don't have to pay. Because when you get to the pinnacle of your peak or whatever, and you don't make a team, some people, they never make it back. They never can recover and move forward in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, 100%.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who just, they didn't get a chance to get there. And it messed them up to the point they was angry and lost their family because they put so much into being this Olympian. And now the support of your wife or whatever, it's like, I'm out, yo. I'm not doing this. I'm not going to travel here and go travel here. And you don't know if you got a deal and you've been cut. Like, you know what I mean? Some people really are going through it. And I think they need to offer classes for Olympians for free where they can get that mental guidance. You know what I mean?
I think
like overcome that.
I think you're 100% correct. I think it should. I know the USA and some other countries has a tier system, and they should make that a part of the tier system. You know what I mean? A part of you being tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3 athletes. I think that should be in there because I think health insurance is in there also.
They started it though. They've started that program now. So when you made a team and you're on a team, you have the capabilities of talking to sports psychs when you're on the team. Now, what happens when you're away from the team? I think maybe if you're in that tiering system, you have the capabilities of reaching out to someone who's a sports psych for team.
But is it a part though? Is it something that you have to pay for outside of being in the tier system, or is it offered at a free rate, or is it offered as you have to pay?
Outside of being on a team, I don't know.
Yeah,
I know like when you're on the team for World Championships or the Olympics, you have the opportunity and capability of sitting down and making an appointment, like if you was getting a massage, to sit down with the sports site.
Even so, I think they should, at the Olympics, they should have like mental health or psych therapists
they got it
on site. Oh, they have them?
They were there.
Yeah, it's on site, yeah.
It was one, man, I was going through it. Bro, they had this, hear me out, bro. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. They had our Olympic clothes, right? And the brand was called Roots. ROOTS, right? And I was like, Roots? You mean like slavery? And, oh, man, they told us, because it was like right at, it was like on court, so they didn't want us to be a target, so we couldn't wear USA all over. We couldn't put USA flags all over the houses and stuff because they didn't want to be a target to get bombed and stuff. And like, I got a slavery flashback, reading that root. I'm for real, man. So they telling us the rules of what not to do, right? We all the Olympians, boxers, everybody's in there to watch these rules. And they showed me with the flag. Everybody turned around and looked at me. I'm like, what y'all looking at? Watch the movie.
Yeah, bro. You
Roots and shit. All of us slaves. Nobody getting paid. Man, I was like, give us free. Like, I swear, I just had a mental breakdown because I was like, they didn't appreciate the gold we got. And they got us wearing Roots and shit. And we like, hey, I feel like a slave, son. I felt like they used to go like, oh, this shit is sad, man. This is bullshit.
Hey, man,
like,
That psychologist was like, B, calm down. You're not crazy. I said, then why they got roots on the shit? Huh? Oh, what got roots, bitch? Talk to me. I really thought I was Dave Chappelle too. And it just talking to her helped me like just get through it. Like, look, you here for yourself. You're here to represent your family. Like, it's not about what they appreciate. You get your medal and you're not crazy, so if that's how you feeling, you got to figure out a way to compete through that. And she really helped me out a lot. Her name was Patricia, man. She was the sports psychologist that year, 2004.
That's what's up. Shouts out to Patricia, man.
Shouts out to Patricia. That's definitely good. But shoot, speak about the part. Like I tell people all the time, man, when you see those athletes come through the line and they realize they ain't made the team, and you might be on your option year, your contract. They're not thinking. They're thinking about the team, but they're thinking about, well, I'm gonna get reduced, or I just lost my contract. That's what they look at. That's what they thinking about. That blank stare is just so much going on because you might have talked to the rep who told you, hey, if you make this team, you're gonna be good. But if you don't make the team, hey, you know what it is.
Yeah,
bro. I almost did make it in 04 too, yo. The show was ran about me like, poof. I was like, I ain't worried about them. All right, we gotta hold on. Dude, as soon as I hit the line, somebody else went through like, poof. I think it was like Darvin's fan. And I was like, whoo, thank you, Jesus. I was like, oh, Rick James, bitch. Bro, I started doing and1 with my spikes, yo. I was like, oh shit, we going that. Bro, that's the best feeling in the world, yo. Because after
but it could be the worst feeling too, right? If you don't make it.
Missed in 2000. Earlier, I got 4th in the 200, and then I got 7th in the 100. So we come back 4 years later, Get 5th or 6th in 100, didn't make it again. You're like, oh, 4 years, yo. And then I finally get 3rd. I was like, oh, yeah.
I'm going.
They was like, oh, sir, can you pee in this cup? I'm like, damn. That's what that happened.
Speaking of making teams, man, we're going to speak about another young man that made a team, man. Made a team at damn near 16 years old, man. Quincy. Quincy out there, he broke the under 20 record at 44-10, bro. 2 weeks before USA Nationals. People who are skeptical that he was running too much or he was doing this by the internet coaches, guess what? He ain't running too much. He did this last year around the same time, ran 44-20, broke the under 20 world record or the under 18 world record, and here he is again, doing it again at 44-10.
So you gotta realize his progression, though. His progression is crazy, bro.
It is. It is. His energy is crazy because he the only dude who I see run a 400 like that and under 44.5 and run back down the straightaway. This. I was like,
but he him. He been doing this. So 2022, he ran 47.77 at 14 years old. Okay, so you're gonna be like, damn, hold on now, that's crazy. Yep. 2023, he runs 45.87 at 15 years old, right? So he's not even nowhere being a senior in high school at all. So in 2024, he drops to 44.20 during the Olympic year. And he's only 16. And then now we in 2025, he drops 44.10 at 17 years old. Crazy. His progression is crazy.
You know what it is, right?
The youth. You said you spoke about it. That boy got that young boy energy.
It's the youth. I'm telling you, he got full of energy, yo. What year was he born?
Right. He had to been joined 2021.
Yeah, he's at 20. No, he probably was born 2010. He's like the 2010 model. I'm telling you, yo.
If he's 17, so my kid's 18. He born 2007 or 2008. He born 2007, 2007, 2008.
Bro, he's that 2007, 2008 model. That's what he is, yo. I'm telling you, is that battery, yo. He is full of. The younger you are, the more you have, so you have to use it, y'all, and that's what he's doing.
So how you combat? How you combat that going into older age? You know, if they run all these phenomenal times at this young age, how you combat it when it comes to them being older? Because now the youth is going to be on their side.
Bingo, another young one coming. That's just how the game is. Gatlin was talking about it earlier. They get a little bit taller, a little bit stronger. They have a different background. Sometimes they don't even speak English. Might be from South Africa. Who knows? Like when we saw that dude run 4.305, we was like, yo, that's crazy. Nobody saw that coming. This kid here, the difference between him and that kid is this kid is being documented. We've all seen high school guys run 45, like Obi Moore, Jerome Young, consistent 45s too. Angelo Taylor was a consistent 45 guy. A lot of people don't know he used to split 44 when he was 16, 17 years ago. So we've seen talents of this, but we've never had it documented like this one. And there's a lot of pressure, I think, for a kid to be documented, and you're the first one to be documented. When that one dude beat,
go ahead. When the one dude,
when the one dude beat him,
Salvador,
indoors, it was in the 500.
Salvador.
And everybody was like, "Oh yeah, man, he got a target on his back. He's an Olympic champion." Like a lot of people was writing him out, like, "Oh, people gonna be beating him now." And then another dude had beat him, right? Went 45. They was like, "Oh, when he played football." But a lot of people don't know Quincy Wilson played football too.
Yeah, he's a 3-star.
He was a pretty right. So he's an athlete, bro. Just like you, Gat. This dude is an athlete. And so because he's being documented,
it's almost like the first time in history, even though we've seen guys run fast like that in high school.
The best thing you can do for athletes like that, bro, the best thing you can do for athletes like that is give them knowledge. Teach them early. Teach them the game. Teach them why and how they're running fast. And it's going to raise their IQ to a different level. And that's why you see the progression of Quincy now. It's like what he did at 14 years old was amazing. 15 was amazing. 16 was amazing. 17, I mean, he's running truly elite professional times. You know what I mean? So, and he's doing it at the right time. So he's having a good circle of people around him, obviously, to say, okay, through this part of the season, you a high school kid. Now, when you enter in this part of the season, we about to drop these pro times. You know what I mean? So they doing a good job of how they're balancing when he's going to run fast and when he's going to rest, right? And that's the conversation I had with him when we was at Philly. It was like I was like, do you feel like you're going to get tired because you're going to have a long season? Like, no, we're going to rest for like a month or so, and then we're going to come back out again. So, and he's still enjoying being a 17-year-old, a 16-year-old, you know what I mean? Like, and still having fun and enjoying it. So I think there's a new era and a new wave where you're going to find that a lot of these young athletes are enjoying being a youth superstar, right? Because in our era, it was not like that. You saw a youth athlete and you're like, man, I hope someone taking care of them, bro, because you know that they're either going to get burnt out or they're going to get used. And then next thing you know, they not, by the time they're 22 years old, they already gone out the sport, bro. You know it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I think he should just stay in his lane though.
Nah, I think he is. I think
you know what I mean, right?
What you mean? Stay not professional, stay in that lane?
No. Stay in his lane. Meaning whatever it took for him to get here, keep doing that.
Oh no, 100%.
Sometimes you sign certain contract and they want you to go to this coach or the shoe company, say, hey, we're paying you this money to be with this coach. And then all of a sudden the progression stops.
Yeah,
I think if he should stay in his lane and whatever coaches he with right now, stay with that and let the progression keep going.
I think what's happening with him is going to be very strategic, right? Everybody agrees on our panel and I think outside of our panel that Quincy Wilson is a generational talent, right? He is going to usher in the new athlete of that generation. He is going to be the LeBron of his time, all right? I think what's happening with him is he's in the right nucleus, right people who are investing in him. He's been under contract for a while from New Balance, and I think they want the best out of him. They understand what they sign. And that being said, you see moves being made, and this is just my speculation, that is going to keep him in his nuclei of where he's training. You've had the first time that I've ever seen a president go to recruit a track athlete from the University of Maryland. He's from that area. The president told the coaches, hey, I got this one. I'm going to go to this young man.
Yes.
I'm going to go to this young man. The president showed up to try to recruit him. Now,
I saw that picture.
What I think is happening is, I think what they're going to do is create some type of subcontract for Coach Jolie for him to still do his thing at Bullets, but for Quincy to still train over there also with Coach Jolie, and for him to stay in the city and to stay home. Why? It's almost like what Coach Mouse said. It's the Justin Gatlin rule. Why would all the scholarships with Quincy let him leave his area and let Quincy lead a Florida to a championship or lead a Tennessee to a championship or lead somebody else if we could have him right here at the University of Maryland?
Yeah, true. Hey, take notes, B. Take notes, Bernard. Hey, take notes, Bernard. Hey, at the end of the day, listen, bro, they are looking, because you got to realize, like, these colleges and then these shoe companies, they're always looking for the next, right? So either they're looking for the next that's going to come out of college, or now they're looking for the next that's already in high school, right? So they're going to attach themselves and associate themselves to these young stars, like the athletes that you have. And they're going to be like, okay, cool. Are they kind of like an anomaly, or is the program good to where we can be able to kind of cultivate athletes from the Bernard
A
Williams
pipeline.
program. Exactly, like a pipeline. And that's exactly, I feel like, where track is going. Track is going to where it's becoming more like tennis. And if you think about tennis, like, you have to be good at the age of 14, because you ain't going to turn to a tennis pro at the age of 18 or 17 years old. It don't happen that way. You know what I mean? So you have to be a young superstar. You have to show talent and promise early. And I think track and field is creating a different lane to where they're going to have these micro careers, to where you have these young athletes who do very well, run very fast at a young age, and they're getting a lot of prestige. And these young athletes have a generation that's following them and seeing what they're doing. And they're going to be like, oh, Cooper's wearing what shoes? I'm going to wear them too. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're looking at. And that's what shoe companies are going to want. So,
yeah, but Bernard, I understand both sides. I understand what you're saying, where you want to keep him with his coach, but I understand if a shoe company has employees who they've employed to make athletes better, they're already paying those employees. So it's in the best interest of the athlete when they sign the athlete, but in their head, if we're already paying these coaches, you need to go to this coach because we've already invested in this coach because we believe in what he's doing. And another reason too is that coach may be seasoned in traveling and what they need to do as far as overseas prepping and everything else. Why will I give you all this money as a youth athlete, invest in your coach who's never traveled overseas, who's going to be guessing with the money we already gave you?
But that's an easy fix, though.
That's the gamble that the shoe companies are taking, of letting that athlete keep that money with that rookie coach.
That's an easy fix, though. The easy fix to that is you bring on a liaison, someone who is almost like an agent or a manager that helps them understand how to navigate through traveling overseas, picking up your bib, doing everything like that. Because now you're getting them prepared for the professional nuances, right?
Right.
So that's easy. Like, and that person could be able to say, all right, this is what practice is today. Because of technology now, Joe Lee can say, okay, go run over there in China. You know what I'm saying? Total opposite side of the world. But I can tell you what your workouts are, and the liaison can be there to time you, do everything. You know, Bernard, it's been how many agents have gone to meets with us and stood on our starting blocks and clapped their hands for the gun, or went to go get your bib, or you know what I mean, picked your money up.
Right.
100%. So
because they didn't pay for the coach to always be there.
100%. So for our fans that watch, what they're basically saying is you have to have somebody like a Bernard or a Justin or somebody who understands what travel is going to be like overseas, what it's going to be like, because that child wouldn't understand. Ain't no Walmarts in China. Ain't no Walmarts in Ostrava. Ain't no McDonald's over there in Budapest. You see what I'm saying? You see where I'm going? So now if it's you and your coach's first time in Budapest, if they don't have somebody like a Bernard who's done this before, hey, this is what we need to be eating. We need to keep it simple. We need to be traveling in some compression socks when we go overseas. Hey, stay up the whole time on the plane so you can lock into their schedule when we get over on that side. If that coach doesn't know that coach run 44-10 over here. I'm not saying Quincy, just using Quincy for example. He run 44-10 in the U.S. because he's in a comfortable nuclei, and he goes over there to Japan and runs 46-3 and not understand why it happened. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But when you're with the coach who is employed by the company, they employ them because they understand all the back doors and what we need to do. And hey, this is the athlete's house. This is where we gonna stay when we over here. This is what we gonna eat. It makes that athlete anxiety stay low, and they understand how to move amongst overseas. So I understand both sides. That's all I'm saying.
Well, yeah, I didn't. That was, yeah, 100.
Yeah, 100, man. Shoot. Moving on, man. Shoot. And and the last thing that we probably gonna get to, man, is the Monaco meet, man. They had some things that happened in Monaco. You know what I mean? Especially in your race, your silver medal race, man. we gonna pop off with the whole Noah Tebogo back and forth. I like it because it's world champion against Olympic champion, and they ain't one in the same. And they both have banter talking about each other in graceful ways, but we know off the track it ain't that graceful. Off the track. What was your thoughts on Noah's opening 1988?
Brilliant, yeah. I thought it was brilliant because, you know, Tebogo was celebrating at the Prefontaine with the crowd and standing there, and I was like, all right, now what he gonna do when Noah beat him? And he was not happy. So, but they both, I mean, he went 19-8. The other one went Tebogo went 19-9.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was a really tight race. Like, he only beat him by maybe 1 or 2 strides. But I just think Noah coming off of just his very first race at a 19-8, them boys in trouble. Wait till he get on his 5th or 6th race.
That's
it's
what I know.
very hard to pop off anything like that on your very first race. A lot of people were doubting him, like, you know, he hadn't had a lot of races. What's going on with him? Like, you know, people were speculating, is he ready? Or I don't think he's ready. And for him to go out there and run 19-8 and win. Because I've never seen nobody open up with a 19-8 before.
Yeah.
What about you, Jess? What's your thought?
You know, Noah does things in grand fashion, and we know that, right?
Yeah.
He is going to make sure that when he shows up, he's going to make a statement, right? So, and I think all of us at some point in time we're thinking like, oh, Noah must be hurt. Noah must be rusty. He's just going to come out and try to get a run in. He might just chalk it up as a loss and get second or third. He has the bye. So he has nothing really to worry about. He just got to show up to nationals, show that he's not injured, and then go compete at Worlds. So he was cruising along. So for him to take off, 3 months almost of not training, or not competing, should I say, and to work in silence, to work in a space to where he shows up and runs 19-8. We're looking at a different athlete now, 100%, because we know that you have to come up and show that you are race ready, race sharp, and show and go out to a race and do so and show, hey, here I am. Now I go into a big race. To go out to Monaco and be your first race of the season, this deep into the season, it shows that Noah can be prepared anytime he wants to be prepared any other season now. I don't got to show up in May. I don't got to show up in June. I can show up when I want to show up and be ready to go. That's what it shows to me. And that takes a really, truly elite athlete who understands his preparation and be comfortable with it and shows up and goes out, runs fast. When you watch that race, it wasn't just about him running 19-8. It was the fact that he willed himself to make sure he won that race. That was just all strength. By the time they got down to about 50 meters to go, they were right there stride for stride, like Bernard said, right next to each other. And he just overpowered the whole situation to be able to pull off that win. You know what I mean? Can't count Tebogo out because Tebogo just a week ago went out there and ran 19-7, right? And that was a cruiser race himself. He cruised at 19-7. We all know it's all about timing. If he would have ran 19-7 in Monaco, we would be looking at a different story right now. It would be Tebogo beats Noah with a 19-7 to his 19-8, and we would kind of like glossed over that he ran 19-8 after being off for 3 months. But the fact is, we looked at a tired Tebogo who ran very fast a week ago, and he had to get on a plane and travel to Monaco and be prepared, and then he didn't have adequate warm-up. All these things happen. This is track and field. It's a fact of
everybody didn't have the 8 lanes now. So if he had had ample time, all 7 other people didn't have ample time also.
Oh, 100%. 100%. It's all about what you can control in our sport.
Mm-hmm.
If you're able to say, okay, like let's just go out on a limb and say Noah understood the fact of they're going to call you in the call room 30 minutes before. If he had that information, he's going to warm up a whole hour and a half before then. So he knows to prepare himself to get ready for that meet the right way. It's all about knowing what you know. And Noah's at a level to where if he's looking to become an icon, he's walking that path right now. Because He went out there 3 months off, came back, run fast, and he prepared himself the right way. So
two things I noticed in that race. And I don't know if it's just me. I noticed that Noah looks significantly bigger. Like,
oh yeah,
he's bigger. He's
chest, arm, shoulders,
chest, arm, shoulders.
traps.
He is bigger, right? I've seen a few videos in the weight room. He is power cleaning and moving a lot of weight while hang cleaning and everything else. So in that off time when we speculated that he possibly may have been injured, you're right. He is a different athlete opening up at 19.8. The only thing I can say, like you would say, that I would say that Tebogo had longer travel time because he came from Oregon. Noah came from Orlando to get to Monaco. Now, if anybody who knows, to get from here to Monaco from Orlando is it's not even that long, maybe 7 hours or something like that. But coming from Oregon, that's a long trip.
Oh, you're already flying almost 7 hours across the United States.
Yeah.
Then you got to fly again another 7 hours to even get to Europe. And then you're just getting into Europe for that plus 7 hours. So then now you got to go from London or wherever else to fly another 4 hours probably to get to Monaco. So he probably had a very, very long travel trip.
Not making excuses. To drop that 19.7 and to travel that long way and run 19.9 is still impressive. I know Tebogo would have wanted to ran better, but I like that you kind of see the measure up of the world champion and the Olympic champion at this time. Because I guarantee you next time, this won't happen the same way. You know what I mean? But Noah will be prepared, but I think Tebogo will definitely be even more prepared because he doesn't like this.
Well, once again, this is what we're talking about. It's the fact of if Tebogo goes out and runs the world lead of 19.7 at that point in time, that means that we know he's ready, right? It's the fact of he got to get the adequate rest, the preparation ready. If he's going to go against someone like a Noah, he knows that he can't half step. He has to show up with his time. So if that means that it's at the world championship this year, or if it's going to be before that, you got to show up for the people that you are going to face, that you know that is going to make a significant change in your win or loss calendar or streak, whatever you want to call it. You have to be able to be on point because that's what people are looking for. You watch that race, I can't even remember the whole lineup because everyone's watching Tebogo and Noah. That's what you're looking at.
I'm going to tell you, I did see a rookie. That young boy from Auburn, Charamba, he got third, 19.9.
Charamba was in there.
Business as usual. Listen, that's a rookie coming. That youth that Bernard talking about, it's right there.
Speaking of youth, Gout Gout ran also in Monaco, not in that 200, but he ran in a youth 200, I think, earlier that day.
I didn't like that happened that way, but I think he kind of did that because he probably wouldn't have got a preferable lane in that heat. He wasn't going to get a lane. He probably prefers like 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9 or one of those lanes. His agent couldn't negotiate it, so he's like, look, we're just running another race. But I think that's what happened.
I like the fact that he didn't run in the big dog race. I like that because we know what he can do. You know what I mean? And of course, at some point in time, we want to see him measure up against the big dogs. If he's gonna go out and make his Australian team and go to world championships, there ain't no running then. You gotta race against the big dogs at that point in time. But until then, go out there and run. He ran 2010, bro. He went 2010 in Monaco. That would have measured up right there with them dudes in the big race in Monaco.
Let me tell you why I don't like it. I don't like it, and I hear what you say, because the mental game has a lot to play when you jump in there with them big boys. You tend to grow or shrink. And that measurability I need to see. Gout Gout has been running 2010, 20.0 all year, and I love Gout Gout. But I needed to see how he measured up when he jump in here with them big boys. He said on Noah's Those podcasts, I'm going to come and I'm going to beat you. Hey, this was your chance. He's trying to understand why he wasn't in the big race. Now, we don't know. I made the speculation that his agent probably couldn't get him a good lane in that big boy race. He would have probably been down in a tighter lane, and it was like, nah, we ain't doing that. But at the end of the day, once you turn pro, hey, boy, you with the big boys. Ain't no development here, boy. You know, once you in there, you throw it in there in that hot grease, boy. Ain't none of that. Ain't none of that. Ain't no development here. That development, throw his behind in that hot grease. Let's see how it rock out, boy.
I'm only saying that because me and Bernard grew up in an era where we raced in B races, right? And if you run fast enough in B race, not saying that this would happen, but if you run fast enough in B race, you can get that pot that was in the A race if you race everybody there, bro. So you gotta be able to earn your stripes and move your way up. I feel like him being at those races and maybe not facing off against those guys just yet is him earning his stripes and him saying, okay, what if he did jump in that race, right? And then he gets 5th, right? First time overseas, never been to Monaco. Those are all excuses.
That's the development. That's your development once you turn pro. Once you sign that contract and say, I'm a pro, guess what? We're looking at them.
Hey, I get it.
Yeah.
I love what you feel, B. Go ahead.
I mean, it's kind of like the B races to me is almost like the G League in basketball, NBA. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the G League helps athletes develop. Now, all of them nice, obviously, because they've been drafted top draft picks. You know what I mean? But the G League allows them to showcase their skills, to get footage, to build confidence. You know, and like you said, let's just say he would have been in the first race and got 5th, 6th place, and that can mess with your confidence. But every rookie has been through an ass whooping and was like, yo, I gotta get my shit together.
Even Usain Bolt.
Well, yo, everybody's done that. I mean, it's cool for the developmental thing, but it's nothing like running and you just confident and they put them burners on you.
And you see the ass and elbows.
Man, you in the hotel room trying to figure out, like, was my drive phase right? And your coach just looking at you like you did everything right. Be hard.
He giving you the palms up?
The palms up. Right.
The palms up.
Don't worry about it. It's going to be all right. And you don't even come out your hotel room.
Listen, if your coach give you the palms up, you got your ass whooped.
I don't know, man. Yeah, and so I think a good ass whooping is always good. Is a good. Everybody should get that, but not saying he's not going to get it. But I just remember guys getting in the B race not because they was because it was just loaded with people who had better PRs,
and that's what I think happened.
No,
listen, bro. That's what I think happened.
This is something we agree on. This is something that me and you agree on, Rod. When Kaylin Whitney turned pro and she went out there and she started jumping in those big girl races in the Diamond Leagues and she was in lane 8 and she was getting 8th, it messed with her mental.
It did.
It messed with her mental. And I feel like give these young athletes who all they know is winning. Gout, all he knows is winning right now. Ease them into this scenarios of you may not win, bro. You know what I'm saying? Ease him into those scenarios where he's going to be at a Monaco, where he sees these guys race, and then maybe at the next meet, he's going to jump in a race with them. Maybe we'll see how it works.
100%. I would love to see him. And the funny thing is our sport is not built to have enough developmental races like that because they are not going to fit them in. That's going to be another bump in the budget to bring in a developmental part. Especially for the 200, because the 200, like usually you will see a B race in a 200, but you never really see a B race in a 200. I've never really seen that at a Diamond League, which was weird. But I think as a coach, you want him to get that early so you could coach against it. You could coach him through it, right? It'll be 2 months away. You watch him get his ass whooped. If he jump out there, get 4th or 5th, those guys he gets 4th or 5th at, you know you're going to see about 3 of them. You're going to see about 3 of them in 2 months. So now it gives me the ability to coach against them. If you're used to winning all the time, and I give you this L early, I got 2 months to coach you through another L and develop in another race if we see them again to get you ready for what we're going to be facing in 2 months. That's my only thing. But by holding them back for right now, it being in a pro league, I don't think it's healthy for his mental. I think he needs to get that ass whooping early. Listen, Justin, you said you got your ass kicked all over Europe in 2004 before you got to the Olympics.
I had no choice, but
that's what I'm saying.
There were a lot more B races when we first came on the scene.
100%. But you getting your ass for your ass getting total like that built you for the moment in 2004.
Pause.
I don't say it like that.
He's like, nobody had their ass on my ass.
In 03, I remember Gat in 03 doing some B races, and then all of a sudden he jumped into A races. It was like, there was no turning back.
But that's what I'm saying. That's the graduate
program. You know what I mean? He earned his way up, right?
Yes.
Going through that, through the ass whoopings. Now you said it yourself. He couldn't get into A races because he didn't have the name and he didn't have the PBs those guys had. So now it makes him like, okay, I want to have the PBs that these dudes have, right? For Gout Gout, like I said, I've never seen a 2-inch. I feel like he wanted a preferable lane on those outside lanes. He couldn't get it. They didn't want him to run in no tight lane. He ain't gonna be in 1, 2, or 3. You know what I mean? So they were like, hey, look, let's make another race for the man. And they took a bunch of other youth who were kind of close this time because they were in slumps. I mean, second place I think was 20.2. The one year raced against slump kids. He raced against like pretty formidable competitors. You know what I mean? And they was like, all right, let's just have a kind of exhibition race with the U20 guys. And I think that's what happened. I could totally be wrong, but I'm just guessing.
We're guessing. We're assuming.
Yeah, I could totally be wrong.
But I think that also leads to the fact of, okay, what if Gout Gout, because for what I hear from when he did his post interview, he said, well, he was on break, right? I guess they have summer break wherever in Australia right now. So he came over to run in Monaco, check it out. And obviously he's going to go back to school or go back to Australia at this point in time, right? So I feel like that was his opportunity to be able to experience what a Diamond League is like, watch professionals warm up, watch how they conduct themselves, watch them go out and run races. And then now he's going to go back home. He's going to have a different outlook. And then when it's time for him to get ready to run another professional race or somewhat a professional race, then he'll be more comfortable with it. My thing is he has to get a race in before World Championships if he decides to make this team, because that's going to be a tall order for him to navigate from prelim, semis, and then the finals for his first time ever in Senior World Championships. And he's going to have to, by the time he get to that semis, you already know, bro, he gonna have a Tebogo or a Noah in his heat. So
they gonna drop his ass off at 150.
You're going to see him at some point. You know what I mean? So
at 150, they're going to turn around and say, hey, hold this. And then they...
But I'm telling you, again, he's one of them youth. He got the battery.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. That's crazy. His first Diamond League was Monaco, though. That's the one you picked. It was the best one.
Hey man, Monaco was like, Monaco.
I was saying that's your first Diamond League.
They got parasailing, they got hockey,
they got ice cream, they got yachts, they got the views.
Yeah, man.
Shoot. Speaking about somebody else who had the youth on her side, who still got youth on her side because she's the younger Olympic champion, bringing off another 10.7 and a negative 1.4, Julien Alfred. What'd you think about her race, man?
What'd you think, B?
Hey, I'm going to be honest with you. She's one of the most consistent 10.7, 10.8s I've seen since Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price and Elaine Thompson. Like, she's really strong. Even when she lost to Melissa, she was still running just as strong as if nobody was in front of her. That's a dangerous person. And in her face is no emotion. Just rock solid, just all about business, man. Like, she's the one to beat come world championships. I think she's going for her first world title.
Listen, back to back at negative 1.4. The race in Eugene was negative 1.4 also, which is crazy. Like, you running all these 10.7s and these negative wins, you turn them into positive. There's possibly a 10.7. 10.7, 10.69, and a negative 1.4. If it's zero win, no tail, you just take it to zero. There's possibly a 69 or a 70 race, right? Even the one at pre, her and Melissa. This world is going to be so fast, Lord. God given that the track is fast, we might see somebody break up in that top two times all time. You know, break that little thing.
I can see some 10.5s.
I ain't gonna lie. I got 58, 59, 57. I can see it. I can see it coming, man. But Josh, what was your call? What was your take on it?
I love watching Julien Alfred race, bro. Like, she's just so strong, commands the lead, and it's like Bernard said, just her face is so stoic, right? Like, she shows no emotions beginning a race or when she finishes the race most of the time, right? Especially right now. But I did see something. I saw something at the end of that race when she came across the line and she ran 10.7, clear victor. And then when she was hugging her competitors, she had it seemed like a look of disappointment in her eyes, because I felt like she still is thinking about that pre-race and she wanted that race bad. You know what I'm saying? And I think that it didn't sit right with her. And we know as runners, you got to shrug it off and get to the next race, right? Now, mind you, she didn't went out there and ran 10.7, but she still had something that was still, you could tell was on her chest. And that tells me right there that when Worlds comes around, she's not going to play around. She's not going to play around.
That's true. Wait.
No, I'm good. Go ahead.
I say, but shoot, you know, and I both know, whatever you saw, Coach Dennis Mitchell saw also. And he going to have Melissa and that crew ready for that. That's how he prepared her for that one.
They wait till she Carrie get her wheels rolling.
Yeah, I'm trying to. She got 2 months, so I definitely wouldn't count her out either in that race. Like I said, it's gonna be fun to watch, man. It is definitely going to be a fun one to watch. I can wait because we got the Diamond League final and a couple other Diamond Leagues to go on before things hit the fan. So. And USA's, I'm excited for USA's because Lord Jesus, I feel like you're gonna see some records at USA's for the US athletes. I think it's gonna be crazy, but we'll see.
Yeah, I said Julien Alfred she's gonna get in the title, but I'm gonna be honest with you, Melissa Jefferson is not playing games, y'all.
Not playing at all.
Undefeated all year, my G. Only in 1-200, but in 100, undefeated.
Nobody's whooped in 100 yet.
Well, the 200 do, because the 200 getting her 100 strong.
100%. 100%.
Yeah. So
100%.
And she's competing like she was the bronze medalist.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like getting that bronze last year, it just made her work hard. Like, yo, I'm not having it this year. I was this close. And I just see she's going to be really hard to beat. And the fact that she beat Julien Alfred, her confidence is going to get even higher.
Yeah, she hungry, man. Yeah. She look like a hungry lioness, boy. I'm not playing. Man.
Plus, her, TT, all them, they took time to take pictures with my kids at Grand Slam, man. So
that's good. That's good.
Yo, man, they didn't have to do that. This was before they warmed up, yo. They took the time out. Dennis had them come and take pictures. So Kung Fu Kenny too, man. And
that's cool.
Let's not leave him, because I know Noah and Tebogo, we've been talking about them because of the last two track meets, but I got a feeling Kung Fu Kenny is all that up.
Nah, yeah, he watching. Oh, he definitely watching.
Gotta watch.
And I watch. He may win it. I don't know. He'll win. Yeah, U.S. trials. I gotta see. Man, he lock up at Noah again, but Noah not gonna run the whole 200 at trials. He's not gonna do it. He's the world champion of all.
He don't have to.
Yeah, so he's not gonna go all the way to the wire. He's gonna run.
But I'm talking about world championships. I can see Kung Fu Kenny
winning it all.
Too. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
Only way. I mean, as a coach, I see things different as far as technique. The reason why I think Noah is really stands out over Tebogo personally, his front side mechanics are very strong compared to Tebogo. Tebogo runs with a lot of butt kick. He runs like a 400 and 100, 200.
And you know somebody that run 43 yo?
Yeah, that's what he runs. That's what he runs like. Like all
that's what I
kick.
said. 43 yo, 43 1. That's what he runs.
Yeah. So, but his front side mechanics, Noah gets them all the time. Now, the reason why I think Kung Fu Kenny can beat both of them because he's run 9.7 right, 9.8, but it's something about his I don't know, his backside mechanics with his arms, man. Every time you lock up against them, they don't move. They just stay like right here, yo. And I think that's one of the reasons why like they get away from him because they all him, Togo, and Noah, all of them have really good closing speed as far as like that last 50 of a 200. But his arm just doesn't come back, man. And I don't think he's maximizing that stride. So from a coach's perspective, Noah is far more superior or technically sound from his front side mechanics to his backside mechanics when competing against both those guys.
I agree with that. And their PBs are tiered that way. He's 19.3, 19.4 Tebogo, and 19.5 Kenny Bernard. So that's how their PBs run. So, but I definitely think since we're watching Tebogo kind of come into form, I got to see Noah run another race, and that'll let me know what's going to happen. Once I see Noah run another race and I see Tebogo run another one, that'll let me know if the travel really affected him or if another World League come out of any one of them, then I'll be like, okay, now I could really say what's going to happen. And Kenny hasn't ran in a while, so I definitely got to see him run too.
So I'm going to say this. You got to remember the common denominator in this situation is that Kenny is also in superior 100-meter shape over those two guys. So, and he's been working on his flaws, which is his start and also his arm mechanics towards the end of the race. This is something that I've talked to him about before. And if you watch a couple of those races during the Grand Slam, he's steadily working on not tucking his arm so much towards the end of the race and being more relaxed towards the end of the race. You know what I mean? Which gives him more arm, you know what I'm saying, arm swing. So we'll see what happens though. But right now, Kenny's still deadly because he has that superior 100-meter foot speed that he can be able to use that to combat when it comes down to a showdown in this 200 that they're going to go off against each other later on in the season. So,
yeah, man, sure. We had a world lead by Femke Bol. We're at 51.95, first to break, go through the 51.95, and then you had Dalilah Muhammad with 52.58. And Anna Cockrell, the silver medalist, with 52.91. All rounded out into shape just in time, right before, second and third, right before U.S. Nationals. And Femke Bol, who started the season kind of late, running 51.95. Now, my only thing is I'm thinking about this. We out there watching, what's her name? Sydney. Trying to run this 400. So we don't know what's going to happen. By the time she go back up to this 400-meter hurdles, what we going to see? Because Femke looked like she's trying to get as close to 50 seconds, close to this world record. And by the time Sydney get back, this will definitely be a formidable match. I know I'm going to have people in the chat that disagree with me. They're going to be like, nobody can mess with Sydney. But it looks like Femke Bol is trending in a manner to where she will be ready for Sydney by the time Sydney gets ready for these 400-meter hurdles.
I think that Sydney, and we've sat and talked to her, and she's been quoted saying she understands and knows her event inside and out. You have to know your event. She paid homage to Dalilah, who understood the 400 hurdles before her, which made Sydney understand the 400 hurdles to a different level, right? So I don't think that she's lost that knowledge or is going away. I don't think that she'll be rusty. I think that she's at practice still working on hurdles, just in case if she decides to do hurdles or just do the open 4, right? But I commend Femke Bol because Femke, like, she's still persistent on moving forward, right? And we've seen a lot of athletes who have had to compete against great athletes, right? And they kind of be like, all right, well, I'm good in my position. As long as I keep y'all who are getting bronze and 4th behind me, I'm good right here. You know what I mean? But Femke clearly is on a path of where she still wants to carve out her own greatness by running faster, having a world lead, breaking into the 51 barrier, and try to run even lower into the 51. So, I mean, I think that Femke's always going to show up and try to show out, no matter if Sydney's in the race or not. So,
I'm a Delilah fan, bro. I'm watching Delilah get it better and better. Well, I don't know how these medals gonna shake out, but listen, Delilah look like she gonna be on this medal stand, boy. I ain't even tripping with you.
Yeah, I mean,
I did go
she
hold
said this was last year. This was gonna be her last year.
I don't know, running like this, running like this, man. I don't know.
She's probably like, yo, I'm going all out. She's probably just training like, yo, I'm going all out, man. I'm done. Let me just give it everything I got. And that's probably what we.
Hey, she doing a good job at it. You know what I mean? To giving it all she got, man.
Mm-hmm.
She gonna run a PB. I was trending. We look at USA's. If she doesn't run, it's going to be between her and the silver medalist Anna Cockrell all the way to the line. Oh no! And the collegiate girl who broke Sydney's record. I forgot about her. You know, we might see something out of her.
Michigan,
so. Yeah, from Michigan. So I don't know, boy. You say it's gonna be a good one, man. I'm gonna be glued to the TV.
For sure.
I'll be glued to the TV.
So once again, we gotta talk about my favorite event. My favorite event.
The hurdles.
The women's 100
women's hurdles.
You got Tapper tapping in, baby. What you talking about? You know what? Right before her race, she had texted me, I think, and you, about showing her love. You know what I mean? And to just make it clear, she said Sandals is her sponsor, the hotel in Jamaica, the hotel chain. And the last thing I texted her was, I was like, hey, remember, you're amazing. She said, thank you. Thank you with the I think there was a crying emoji. I don't really understand the emoji faces, but hey, I'm getting it. I ain't know if it was just like a thank you. I don't know if she was hurt, but it looked like the crying emoji. I had to ask my son.
She had tears eyes. Yeah, tears
I guess so. I guess so.
And then she go out here and she put belt to booty and do her thing. Right? Go ahead. You talk about. I didn't want to say that part.
I'm proud of. This is what I love in our sport. When you watch athletes who aren't the ones who are always the focal point, right? Like you look at a Masai, or you look at a Kira Nugent, or you look at a Tia Jones, or we can go on. The list goes on. These athletes, when usually they line up, those are the ones you're always going to focus on, right? But Megan has been tried and true. She ran the Grand Slams. I remember when she first came in on the scene. You look at her and be like, this little short girl getting over these hurdles? Like, and season by season by season, she's gotten better. And then now she's dropping 12 threes and winning races.
12 threes at a negative 1.1. Remember that?
And a 1.1.
Negative.
She won a negative 1.1. She won Jamaican Nationals. But the same time, then backdoor, they came over to Monaco, won Monaco at the same time. So she's legit. She's true with it. Megan now, listen, this is coming from me to you because I've been there. No, you can't do no more crying now when you cross that finish line. You heard now. You got to come across that line like you meant to be there now. It can't hit no more. Lord Jesus, oh, I'm so happy. Somebody give me a hug, y'all.
Hey, man, that may work. Maybe she do that every time, Lord Jesus, he bless him.
The Lord Jesus is blessing her. She said that's her major sponsor.
On God's grace and Jesus. Those are our major sponsors. But I want to say to our Olympic champion was in the race, Messiah Russell. We all know she's coming back from battling injuries. No excuses. Masai won't make excuses for herself. I'm not making excuses for her either. But I'm just saying she's just in that mid-range of 12-5, working her way down. She also has time to just make the team. She has about 2 more weeks. And I'm definitely looking forward to having healthier races. I'm glad to see her racing again. I guess that 12-1 really took a lot out of her. Or I don't know how she hurt herself in training, but I know she's coming off an injury. So
Yeah.
Shout out to Masai. Sure, we got our last race, man. Listen, this 800 getting faster and faster. We had another world lead by Emmanuel from Kenya, man. 140, 144. Bro, we watching them run 141s like it ain't nothing, boy. 142 took you all the way to 6th place.
That's crazy.
142.73 was 6. Josh Hoey from the USA was 2nd with a major PB in 142.01. That is amazing, man. What's the American record, by the way? If that's and who has it? Do you any one of you two know?
I don't know who has
it. It was like Nick Simmons or somebody.
I'm not sure.
I don't know. But 142 ain't it, because it's a PB and not record. So I was like, 141 is the American record, which is fast as hell. That is crazy. And then we are finishing out our show with Polino handling business as usual. But that young girl, the rookie, the youth is on her side. Aaliyah Butler ran her all the way to the line with that 49.09. 49.06 won it, but Polino was ran to the line by Aaliyah Butler with 49.09. And she a rookie boy from Georgia.
Man, that's crazy. Hey, I just found out who it is. So the American record is 141.67 set by Bryce Hoppel in the 2024 Paris Olympic final.
Oh, okay. Bryce Hoppel. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, shoot.
141.67.
That's fast, boy. And the record is 140, which is crazy. 140 is the 800 meter record, boy.
I remember when it was 142. You know, I can't either back in the 90s.
Yeah, he would have got his ass burnt today.
And that was indoors. But yeah, man. David Rashid.
Radisha is 140.
That was one of the best 800 meter runners in my life.
Yeah, he the world record on that, shouldn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't even breathe heavy. Did you see how he crossed the line? He was like, "This is for my village." And I'm right at him. Like, "This is for my village. We will all eat." No. I was like, yo, this dude is a madman, yo. It was 2012.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, it was 12.
He literally would cross the line.
Was like,
he wouldn't be out of breath. He would not be out of breath, dog.
He said, "I'm very serious."
Before we go, I forgot, man. Trey Cunningham out there putting belt to people too, man. 1309, man. USA is gonna be lit. I feel like it's gonna be packed too, man. Trey Cunningham, he said from the Grand Slam all the way to now, if he not injured, he is him. And he is clearly showing that. So, man, shout out to Trey. Them boys gonna have their hands filled. And he beat the world leader in Cordell Tinch. So the world leader is Cordell Tinch for 12.87. The only man under 13 seconds this year. But shoot, we all know when they line up, it don't matter what you ran, you got to run it on them.
You're like Gatlin. Like, you move those hurdles out the way. I didn't know that dude could sprint like that.
I didn't know he could sprint like that either.
Yeah.
I didn't know he sprint like that either.
Well, you gonna be walking around with his Gatorade like they need a leg for the 4x1? I'm first leg. I got you.
I think the race is because his eyebrows arched.
Hey, you go, boy. Hey, you working on trying to get cancer, boy. You go.
No, I'm just joking, man.
In fact, hey, hit us with the rock eyebrow one time, man. There it is.
Man, but I'm telling you, man, that dude can sprint. Like, if you can sprint, bro, you have a better chance at winning any event that you're in. Just like the White Phillips, right? In the long jump. A lot of people see him as a long jumper, but that dude can.
He ran 10-0. What you mean? Can sprint? That boy
I'm
ran
talking about
10-0.
10-0, 20 point. I seen him split 44, 45. Like, and the dude play football. He's kind of like an athlete.
Yep.
But when you see him as just a long jumper, you think like, no, yo, that dude can sprint, yo. It's a lot of speed going down that runway.
Same thing with Brittany Reese. Brittany Reese run 11-0. It will jump right out that doggone pit.
Yeah.
Brittany Reese was up. She jump on that track. She will roll you, boy, if you sleep.
He's sitting there like, yo, how she jumping so fast? Well, that she can sprint, bro.
She can sprint.
There it is.
So all our coaches take notes. You know what I mean? If you're an athlete, you got to notice these things with these kids at a young age, man. But it was so good to have you on our show, man. Tell us where we can find you and everything else. Of people looking for your handles and everything like that.
Oh man, my Facebook got hacked, so I'm not on there no more. That was for the 40 and up. My Instagram handle is BW Pro Techniques. That's where that's my business. It's Bernard Williams Pro Techniques for like training, track and field and sports performance. And then my other handle is for stand-up comedy is SIYLENT. That's for Stay in Your Lane Entertainment, B Willer. Yeah, my website is www.bwprotechniques.com. And I will be performing at a barbershop tomorrow to the homeless. Yeah, man. Look, I perform anywhere. I'll do funerals. Look, they paying me $300, $400. I'm entertaining you wherever they pay me. But
said the funerals,
yeah,
boy.
man.
One last laugh.
One last. that was
Yeah, too, because people be walking all in between my set, and then one dude was sweeping up stuff. Hey, man, I'm performing here, man. What are you doing? So
Get off my damn cord.
Yeah, but you know what, man? I love making people laugh. If I worked at the gas station, you can come in and get some laughs. Like wherever I'm at, man, I just love making people laugh, man, because it's more than 9 seconds, man.
I love it though, man, because you know what, in our sport, man, before we leave out in our sport, we as runners, we learned that we felt that there was nothing besides running for us. So once we retired, you see a lot of athletes just fade into the abyss. I'm glad that you realized that you had a passion outside of track and you're giving back into the world, making yourself happy, coaching, but also doing comedy, bro. Like, keep it up, man. We definitely gonna support you. I'm gonna show up with my sativa and I'm gonna laugh my ass off.
Me too.
Just, you got anything else?
I'm good, brother. I'm good, bro.
Nah, man, bro.
You gotta come back on the show again, bro.
Yeah, we gotta have you on. We gotta have you come back.
Man,
on
thanks for having me, man. I look forward to coming back, man. Keep up the great work, man. I'm proud of you, bro. I'm proud of both of y'all.
Man, we proud of you too, man.
We shoot for all our members, man. Hey, y'all don't forget about our Discord. Be over 500 members right now, man. Let's keep that going, man. We thank you guys so much for being with us. Until next time on our show. Ready, set, go.